It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm calling to order the special meeting of the Board of Directors of the Bastrop Economic Development Corporation. Let's just take a quick attendance here. So we have Ron Spencer.
Here.
Kevin Plunkett.
Here.
Connie Schrader.
Here.
Sam Kerr.
Here.
Bill Gossett.
Present.
Charles Washington.
Here.
And myself, so we do have a quorum at this time. Let's go ahead. We're going to jump down to 3, which is the executive session. We're going to go into 3.2. The Bastrop Economic EDC Board of Directors will meet in a closed executive session pursuant Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and to discuss and deliberate the contract and employment of the Chief Executive Officer. We will go off of this go-to meeting, and I have provided you a link to a WebEx meeting. Does everybody have that WebEx? Robin, you do not? Okay, Robin, I'll send that to you. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have it.
Okay. All right. Let me take care of that. We can go ahead and drop here. Convening into open session. The time is 5:51. At this time, we're going to continue with the agenda item 4.2, which is discussion and possible action on the employment and contract of the Chief Executive Officer.
I'm very sorry to move that we terminate the employment of the CEO under Clause 12 of his employment contract.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'm going to take a roll call vote on this. Bill Gossett,
Yay.
Kevin, I guess you made the,
Yeah.
Connie,
Yes.
Charles Washington,
Yes.
Sam,
Yes.
Catherine, yes. At this time,
Don't forget Ron.
the motion has been approved and passed 100%. Cameron, you are no longer authorized to use your BEDC resources. I'm going to contact you immediately following this meeting to arrange to have a meeting with you, preferably at the office if you're available in the morning. Kathy, I think you're muted. I think you're muted. I think you're muted.
I'm sorry. If this is effective immediately, I quit.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
If you'd like to, you can meet us in the morning. Cameron, is 9 o'clock a good time for you in the morning? Okay, Kathy, is that okay with you in the morning to get your keys and pick up your personal things?
No, my husband has a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Well, why don't you just get with me and I'll make arrangements with you.
Sure.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. Do we have any public comments, Angela?
Yes, ma'am. We have the same 8 as we had last week.
Okay, I'd entertain reading those since it is an agenda item. Are they fresh for you to send them to my business email so I don't have to dig them up? If they're the same?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
They are the same.
Okay, if you just shoot that to me, I can open them up right here on this computer that I have open. I operate off of way too many of these computers. I might even get to them pretty quick, but
Catherine, did you say your business email? Okay.
that'd be best. Yeah, they'll come through faster. Wait a minute, I found them. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this zip file open. Got him. Let me just move my computer a little bit closer. Okay, the first one, 3/5/21 board meeting. I don't know if they changed the date or not, but we'll accept this as the on record. Angela, my name is Cheryl Kruckerberg. I'm a 40-year resident of the Bastrop County and the owner of Bastrop Montessori, and I'm writing this letter on behalf of Cameron Cox, CEO of the Bastrop Economic Development Corporation. Cameron helped me to get 2 life-saving small business grants through the BEDC and has also helped me to define some likely areas for the eventual purchase of a long-term home for Bastrop Montessori. Cameron's help has been a huge factor in my school survival in this past year, and I'm so grateful for him. Cameron and I have also had many conversations about Bastrop's growth and development and how best to balance our inevitable growth with the wonderful small town charm that I personally hold so dear. I have found his ideas to be well thought out and sensible. All in all, I feel that Cameron has Bastrop's best interest at heart and that we have been lucky to have him in our corner. Wishing you well, Cheryl Kruckerberg. The next one is from Christopher McEwen. Hello all. I'm writing to express my sincerest support and gratitude for Cameron Cox, the job he has been doing for the EDC and his ongoing help in supporting my business. I first met Cameron over a year ago when we approached the EDC about expanding our wholesale bakery manufacturing operations. He was quick to start working with us at Tough Cookie Bakery and to help ensure we not only had a solid business plan in place for growth, but had all our documentation in order for upcoming EDC grants and bank loans. Shortly after that, though, COVID lockdowns ensued and we began bleeding funds. Cameron was quick to personally reach out to us to make sure we got in line for the first and second rounds of the EDC COVID grants, and he gave us advice on other avenues to investigate. The help we received from the EDC and the advice I received from Cameron was absolutely critical to helping my business survive last year. His help with my business planning and supporting documentation ensured my business affairs were organized so I could get my employees the help they needed and apply for other assistant grants that came along. I know I'm not alone in my appreciation for Cameron and the work he's done with EDC. There's a laundry list of businesses that are open today because of how hard Cameron and the EDC team have worked this last year. Cameron has continued with work with us with Tough Cookie Bakery over the last year for helping to connect us to other businesses and business leaders in the community. These connections are absolutely priceless and pay off in ways that benefit so many people. I can't even begin to tell you how much his encouragement has been valued by me during some very dark days this last year. Him continuing to work with our business and planning for the future has given me more than just hope. It's given me purpose to keep the doors open so we can continue to feed people and work towards the day when we are employing and feeding even more people. The vision Cameron has for Bastrop meshes with what so many of our colleagues and other business owners envision for the future. He's already brought so much to the table, so much more than previous CEOs at the BEDC, and he's done it during the pandemic. I really wish for the sake of the future that he continues his role at the EDC and is given the tools and resources to help see his vision through. I have never before had someone motivate me and encourage me at a time when my business was at such a turning point as Cameron has it last year. I attribute a great deal of existence today and on the year anniversary of the beginning of the pandemic to Cameron. To lose Cameron would be the loss of a great asset, community member, an incredible human being. He's a champion of small businesses and he's invested in the community and its future in spite of great obstacles. Now's not the time to replace him, as it would set the community back at a time when we need him and the EDC to grow into the future and recover from this last year's nightmare. Cameron gave us hope and a lifeline when we were drowning, and for that he should be celebrated. With all due respect and sincerity, Christopher McEwen, owner, Tough Cut Cookie Bakery. Clint Howard. This one's already been read or not? This one wasn't posted on, okay. I think it came through at a different time. Okay. To all involved, Cameron has been the best EDC director we've had for the community in quite some time, 5 in the last 10 years. Surely this shows that the problem lies outside the directors themselves. His knowledge and communication skills are a huge asset to the community. It has been apparent for the last 6 months that there has been a negative pushback from city offices about his role in helping build the community. Without naming names specifically, I've personally witnessed and the following events or have discussed these issues directly with the parties involved. City employees have openly talked down about the EDC and promises they make, openly being derogatory to the organization while not working toward a common goal or solution. City employees have only discussed and inferred his coming departure and undermined his position moving forward. City officials respond to permit requests as if they are a burden with vague responses and a lack of consideration for the value of time. Elected city leaders have openly tried to use their position to remove anyone that stands in their way in very unethical ways. City employees were approached by other local business owner about building a 20,000 square foot facility in the industrial park. He was told that there was no incentives to do such a project and was never directed to the EDC office. This project was done in the county because of this communication. I say all this with the understanding that all these issues are correctable. Cameron seemed committed to helping to resolve these issues, and I would just hate to see him leave this community and have these systematic problems allowed to continue. It is common knowledge in the business community that it's hard to work within the city of Bastrop, and I know many new opportunities are lost due to these types of issues. Sincerely, Clint Howard, owner, Deep in the Heart Art Foundry. Jennifer Long. Dear Bastrop EDC board, I don't normally make statements in these types of settings, but feel compelled to speak up. I'm invested in this community both personally and professionally, and it's my desire to contribute in any way possible to make this town the best it can be. I've watched your organization have directors come and go over the past decade and have worked projects with every one of them. I believe Cameron would be the 5th director in the past 10 years. Cameron is knowledgeable about all aspects of operating an economic development corporation, stands behind the business community by championing their needs necessary to operate and even expand their business, but most importantly will roll up his sleeves and help seek solutions for issues our business community is facing. There's a recurring problem here, and it does not seem like it is because the EDC board can't make proper hiring decisions or is not run properly. Replacing your director does not fix the problem. Let's face it, trying to attract new development and businesses to our community is rather difficult because of the process and procedures in place. This has been going on for a long time, not just since Cameron was hired as the director. I know the EDC experienced the challenges firsthand with the building of 921 Main and know that there are members of the board of directors and they stated that they will not personally invest in any project within the city limits because of the constraints. Think about the message that sends. In your strategy plan conducted in 2019, it was noted that the difficult permitting process as one of the largest obstacles to enticing development in Bastrop. This statement was based on feedback from your focus group participants and survey responses. I ask you to reconsider terminating your director and focus on working with the city of Bastrop to improve the process, thus fulfilling the purpose of the Bastrop EDC is defined in your articles of incorporation. Cameron already seems committed to this task. Thank you for your time. Jennifer Long. Hey, Angela. I would like to let you know what an asset the city has in Cameron Cox. This is from Johnny Sanders. As in Cameron Cox, heading up the Bastrop EDC, Cameron has shown the ability to bring his expertise to address the growth we are experiencing in Bastrop County. I've had the pleasure numerous times of visiting with Cameron or developments that have either landed in Bastrop or shown interest in coming to Bastrop. If you ask downtown businesses about Cameron, they will let you know immediately how he helped them during our economic struggle to stay open. Cameron Cox is addressing growth and is proactive and knowledgeable, having been there and done that before. Johnny Sanders. Kasim Kansari. Dear Bastrop EDC Board, I'm writing on behalf of the topic of today's meeting. It's my understanding the board is discussing the employment status of Cameron Cox. I would like to share with the board my faith in the abilities of Cameron in leading the BEDC as its CEO. Cameron has a clear understanding of the challenges that are faced by the business community when trying to conduct business in Bastrop and our new developments seeking Bastrop as their next home. His understanding of the laws governing the operation of the Bastrop EDC are invaluable, and his energy and passion make him an asset to the organization. I encourage the board to continue operations with Cameron as the CEO and allow him the time to work with the board, the business community, the city of Bastrop to grow the community in a positive manner. I have been invested in the community for many years, and for the first time in the quite some time, I am excited in what the future holds for Bastrop. Sincerely, Kasim Ansari. Raymond Caruso. Hi, I just wanted to put my 2 cents about Cameron. In the short time I've known him, I found him to be very fair in his dealing with Bastrop businesses. Tom Dickey. Dear Bastrop EDC Board of Directors, as a small business owners and operators in downtown Bastrop, my wife Laurie and I are grateful for the support from Bastrop's EDC over the past year. The severity and abruptness in how our business was impacted by COVID-19 and the associated wave of government regulations, mandates, and recommendations was unprecedented for all and catastrophic for many. During the early days of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, Cameron stepped up and articulated a plan that would put real cash in the hands of small businesses whose revenue streams have evaporated. As a board, you are more familiar with all of the details surrounding this plan than I will ever be. But from the business community's perspective, this was a welcome Band-Aid. Not only once, but 3 times EDC stepped forward with plans to put real cash in the hands of the small business community to assist with payroll, rent, utilities, and PPE gear. Each plan appeared to learn from its predecessor in the way the awards were calculated, validated, and distributed, and the inclusion across industry sectors was admirable. All this accomplished before the first round of PPP funding made its way through the government financial pipeline. During this journey, Cameron always picked up the phone when I called, and his sense, calmness, and optimism added some assurance that weren't coming from any place else. I should also point out that Cameron fought admirably for all small businesses across Bastrop County when the county commissioners completely botched the award and distribution process for the state allocated CARES Act funding. I've enjoyed on several occasions having Cameron bring potential investors and developers to neighbors for lunch and a quick tour. I always see Cameron as an ambassador and advocate for Bastrop, and I feel there may even be a little bias for the downtown community, which is never taken for granted, but always appreciated. I respect the professionalism that Cameron brings to his role as the EDC and as our own journey at Neighbors evolves. I look forward to working with Cameron and the EDC to amplify the special vibe of downtown Bastrop. Sincerely, Tom. Angela, my computer pinged while I was on there. Was that the original one you sent me, or is there something else?
Yes, ma'am,
Did
that
you
would be
send
the
me-
same one. That concludes all 8 of them.
Okay, thank you.
Chairwoman Nash, I believe you failed to get Chairman Spencer's vote. I'm not sure if you captured his vote.
I'm sorry, Ron. How do you vote on the clause 12?
I vote
Contract.
yes. I vote
I'm sorry,
yes.
Ron. Okay,
No problem.
that concludes the roll vote. Cameron, do you want to set a time now to meet me in the morning? 9 o'clock, good?
I think he gave a thumbs up on that, I believe.
Oh, he did, okay. All right. I really don't have anything else to say. Except that Cameron requested to leave and exercise clause 12, and he did it more than once. I had hoped that he'd want to stay. This is very upsetting for all of us on the board. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second. All those in favor? The time is 6:11. We're adjourned.